Namah Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namah Om Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Kiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Keshoba Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Keshoba Kiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Keshoba Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Keshoba Janavi Tatavane Jagamana Lopa Kibadaki Nenitai Chan Vame Ghadadhara Nenitai Chan Vame Ghadadhara Nikate Advaita Srini Vasachhatradhara Kate Advaita Srini Vasachhatradhara Iva Bhasi Ache Gaurachan Ratna Simhassane Sri Ache Gaurachan Ratna Simhassane Arati Korena Brahma Adi Deva Gane Arati Korena Brahma Adi Deva Gane Kiva Narari Adi Kori Chamaradulaya Nari Adi Kori Chamaradulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Basu Goswadi Gaya Shankha baje danta baje baje karatala Shankha baje danta baje baje karatala Madhura mridanga baje Paramarasala Duramrudanga Bhaje Paramarasala Shankha Bhaje Gantha Bhaje Madhur 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 Bhaje 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 Shankha Bhaje Gantha Bhaje Madhur Madhur Bhaje Gaurangera Radhika Shobha Jaga Janamana Loba Gaurangera Radhika Shobha Jaga Janamala Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Bahu Koti Chandra Jini Vadana Ujjvala Bahu Koti Chandra Jini Vadana Ujjvala Aladi Sevana Mola Kore Jalamala Dise Kore Jalamala Shiva Sukana Radha Preme Gada Gada Sukana Radha Preme Gada Gada Bhakati Vinoda Dike Gaurara Sampada Bhakati Vinoda Dike Gaurara Sampada Jiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandi Arati Shobha Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandi Arati Shobha Janavita Tavane Jagamana Loba Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar Radhe. Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Radhe Radhe. Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Radhe Radhe. Jaya Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रभु जगच्चर अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद् श्री भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की नित्य लीला प्रवेश जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रभु जगच्चर अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय नमाचार्य हरदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से गो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास्ति गौर भक्त की जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी की जय मोस्ट मर्सीफुल ब्यूटीफुल राधा श्याम सुंदर की जय राधा माधव की जय गौर हरि की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबली डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबली डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबली डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण ऑल ग्लोरीज टू गुरु एंड गौरंग ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्रील प्रभुपाद
Namaste Narasimhaya Radha Daine Hiranyakashi Raksha Shila Tankana Kalae Ido Narsima Para Do Narsima Narasimhamandim Sharanam Prabhade Tavakara Kamalavare Naka Adhuta Shinga Lalita Hiranyakashipu Tanuvringa Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Jaya Jagadisha Jaya Jagadisha Narasimhadev, Jaya Narasimhadev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Let's move on. Maharaj Ki Jai, Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please take your seats, the usual Mataji is on this side, Prabhuji is on that side for the festival talk. So on behalf of, too loud, on behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our temple president, Premananda Mataji, I'd like to welcome all of you all to this auspicious festival, Balaram Jayanti, also popularly known as Rakhi Purnima or Raksha Bandhan. So today's festival talk is going to be given by Gopal Hari, His Grace Gopal Hari Prabhu. All of you all know him, but as is customary, I'm going to give a little bit of introduction. Actually, when I say little, he's very accomplished, so, hold on, this is going to take a little while. So Gopal Hari Prabhu holds the Joe Dunham Distinguished Professorship in Ethics at Aurora University. He's the author of Maya in the Bhagavat Puran, Human Suffering and Divine Play, published by Oxford University Press. He serves as the editor for the Journal of Hindu-Christian Studies. He has been serving as a member of ISKCON's Shastric Advisory Council. He completed his DPhil in Religious Studies and MST in Science and Religion from the University of Oxford, UK. And if that wasn't enough, before studying at Oxford, he completed his bachelor's and master's degrees in electrical engineering from Boise University. So Gopal Hari Prabhu is a second-generation ISKCON devotee, and luckily for us, he lives here in Naperville with his beautiful family. So a big Hari Bol to welcome Gopal Hari Prabhu. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janvalabha Jaya Girivara Dhari Jaya Girivara Dhari Jaya Gopi Janvalabha Jaya Girivara Dhari Jaya Girivara Dhari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yamuna Tiravana Chare Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Tiravana Chare Jaya Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam. Jai Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Krishna Balaram ki, Shri Radha Sham Sundar ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna. Happy Balaram Purnima to everyone. And Raksha Bandhan is the day of the big brother. So, yes, Krishna's big brother. The screen is not turning on. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this is a verse on the glories of Lord Balaram. It's Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 1, Text 24. Please repeat after me. Vasudeva Kalananta. Vasudeva Kalananta. Sahasra Vadanasvara. Sahasra Vadanasvara. Agrato Bhavita Devo. Agrato Bhavita Devo. Hare Priya Chikirshaya. Hare Priya Chikirshaya. Vasudeva Kalananta. Sahasra Vadanasvara. Agrato Bhavita Devo. Hare Priya Chikirshaya. Translation. The foremost manifestation of Krishna is Sankarshan, who is known as Ananta. He is the origin of all incarnations within this material world. Previous to the appearance of Lord Krishna, this original Sankarshan will appear as Baladev, just to please the Supreme Lord Krishna in his transcendental pastimes. Please repeat. The foremost manifestation of Krishna is Sankarshan, who is known as Ananta. He is the origin of all incarnations within this material world. Previous to the appearance of Lord Krishna, this original Sankarshan will appear as Baladev, just to please the Supreme Lord Krishna in his transcendental pastimes. Translation Prabhu by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Sri Baladev is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. He is equal in supremacy to the Supreme Godhead. Yet wherever Krishna appears, Sri Baladev appears as his brother, sometimes elder and sometimes younger. When Krishna appears, all his plenary expansions and other incarnations appear with him. This is elaborately explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. This time, Baladev would appear before Krishna as Krishna's elder brother. Om Jnanam Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Gena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadahmayam Rati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitangsha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this very short yet very beautiful verse really gives a wonderful summary of all of Lord Balaram's wonderful qualities. First and foremost, it says that Shri Baladev, Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, Shri Baladev is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. This is just fine. Something funny happened. I feel like a robot here. Hare Krishna. Does it feel okay? It is what it is. So, Sri Baladev is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself, here it says. Right? So, the only difference, Prabhupada in one place says, between Krishna and Balaram is one difference. What's the only difference between Krishna and Balaram? Of his color, yes, of his color. So Prabhupada says the only difference between Krishna and Balaram is his color. That's the only difference. That's why he's the original incarnation, the first incarnation. They're literally the same, but it's just a different color. But is that true? Prabhupada said this. But Prabhupada actually said another thing also. Anyone want to question that point? Anyone want to give a counterpoint? Destined. Okay. So, when Lord Balaram is, when Prabhupada said this, that there's no difference between Krishna and Balaram except for their color, then Mother Yamuna, this is good. Thank you. This is good. Mother Yamuna, she at that time asked Prabhupada, so Madhudvisha Maharaj at that time was saying this point, that Prabhupada said such and such thing, or it said in the scripture such and such thing. So Mother Yamuna countered him and said, no, this is not possible. Because Srimati Radharani is only enjoyed by Krishna, by no one else. And Lord Balaram is not the enjoyer of Srimati Radharani. So this issue was brought to Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada, they said that, Prabhupada, is it true that the only difference between Krishna and Balaram is of color? And Prabhupada said, yes. And then the disciple asked, another disciple, this was the third person, they asked, but Srila Prabhupada, Krishna is the only enjoyer of Srimati Radharani. Balaram is not the enjoyer. So, isn't this another difference, Srila Prabhupada? And Prabhupada said, that is also correct. And he said, well, how is that possible? Isn't this a contradiction? And Srila Prabhupada said, you figure it out. So, Krishna, just like Krishna is, that's why inconceivable. Many contradictions simultaneously rest in him. Therefore, he is known as Achintya, or inconceivable. Right? Krishna is inconceivable. Achintya, we say everything is the best in the spiritual world, right? The best devotee, the dearest devotee. And how can there be so many bests? Best means the best, the top. But Prabhupada says that is the logic of the spiritual world. So, there's very few differences, let's put it this way, between Krishna and Balaram. One is of the color. One is that Lord Balaram never dances with Srimati Radharani. Only Krishna dances with Srimati Radharani. What's another difference? Yes. Peacock feather, yes, Krishna, yeah. Yes. Yes, very nice. Lord Balaram is the Supreme Personality of Servitor Godhead, right? And Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he's in the mood of being a servant. Yes, very nice. And who is stronger? There's also a difference in strength. And that's why, hence this picture here. Who is stronger, Krishna or Balaram? Generally, the big brothers are stronger. But Krishna is stronger. Why? Yes. Yes, that's why Krishna is the only independent Lord. He's the only one who can stand on his own strength. Everyone else is depending on him. So, Prabhupada asked this question. He says, who is stronger, Krishna and Balaram? And some devotee said this or that. And then Prabhupada says, just see, who is resting on who? Who needs the support of the other? It's always Lord Balaram is resting on Krishna. You see also the Murti of Krishna, Balaram in Vrindavan. Balaram is resting on Krishna. His arm is always resting on Krishna. And therefore, Krishna is the most powerful. And this is actually what makes the philosophy cohesive. That never changes. Krishna stu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is always in the center of every philosophy, of every school, every philosophy, every form of thought. Krishna is always in the center of our Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition. Because we also have Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna appearing 500 years ago in the mood of his devotee, and he's performing ecstatic pastimes and love for Krishna, in spontaneous loving, he's the combination of Radha and Krishna. And for example, just as an example, another tradition to compare, the Swaminarayan tradition, they also have Lord Swaminarayan. So one time, someone from that tradition asked Prabhupada, he says, you have Lord Chaitanya, you say he is God. Around the same time, we have Swaminarayan and we say he is God. Then why do you disagree with us? Why do you have a problem with Swaminarayan? And Prabhupada said, no, we don't have. But he said, but we always keep Krishna in the center. Krishna's always in the center. Right? And that's why, because you don't keep Krishna in the center, therefore, Prabhupada didn't accept it. Because Krishna stu Bhagavan Swayam, Krishna is always in the center. And Krishna is, Lord Chaitanya, although more merciful than Krishna himself, is Krishna coming down in his own form. Krishna himself, he's not an incarnation of Krishna. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself coming down as Lord Chaitanya. But Lord Chaitanya wants us to worship Krishna. He's the most merciful, so we always say his Panchatattva mantra once before the Hare Krishna mantra. But still, why don't we just chant Gaur-Nitai, Gaur-Nitai, Gaur-Nitai if they're so merciful? Because he wanted us to chant Krishna's name. In the same way, Lord Balaram, he's equal to Krishna in all respects. He's non-different than Krishna. But Lord Balaram wants to serve Krishna. His bhava is not one of accepting service and worship, even though we chant his name along with Krishna's name, just like Radha's name. But he wants Krishna to be in the center. He wants Krishna glorified. He wants Krishna always in the center. So all our processes, therefore, are aimed towards worshiping Krishna. And Lord Balaram, another aspect of him is that he is the original spiritual master. He's the representative, the spiritual master is the representative of Lord Balaram. Therefore, the spiritual master is like that also. Any guru, any teacher, any acharya who says that they're God, we don't accept. Because they are a manifestation of Lord Balaram. They are his manifestation of his mercy, potency, and they want us to worship Krishna. Again, keeping Krishna in the center. So the Chaturvyuha, all the major expansions, they all appear from Lord Balaram. So Prabhupada says in the purport, in some incarnations, Lord Balaram comes first. In other times, he comes later. Sometimes elder brother, sometimes younger brother. So as Lord Balaram, he comes first. We know the story. He is the seventh child of Devaki. And his name is Sankarshan. Why? Because though he appears in the womb of Devaki, he is attracted to the womb of Rohini. He's like, magic, like the Matrix. Zoom in another womb. There he goes. And he's Sankarshan. He is attracted to that womb. Actually, this word Sankarshan has many meanings. Like Krishna means the all-attractive person, right? All-attractive person. Sankarshan is also like this, but not in the sense of attraction. The meaning of that word is drawing. Lord Balaram is always drawing everyone close to Krishna. And the spiritual master, who's a representative of Lord Balaram, they're drawing the disciple, the devotees, closer to Krishna. So Krishna is the most attractive. He's the object of worship. And Balaram as Sankarshan, or Krishna as Sankarshan and Balaram, is attracting all the souls back to Krishna. So therefore he is known as Sankarshan. And he appeared in the womb of Rohini. Rohini was one of the wives of Vasudeva. When Vasudeva was imprisoned, then Vasudeva entrusted Rohini to the home of Nanda Maharaj, they were close friends, and she was living there in a different home, but next to Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda, and there she was, Prabhupada says actually in the Krishna book, she was leading a very happy life with Lord Balaram as her son. So, Lord Balaram, we mentioned, is attracting everyone back to Krishna, and his only aim is serving Krishna, and he does so in 5 different ways. He serves Krishna in all the 5 different rasas. So he is a supreme personality of servitor Godhead, right? We said. So no one serves Krishna better than him. He is, in every way he wants to serve Krishna. And so he does so in all 5 rasas. So the first rasa is Shantaras, right? The rasa of neutrality. How is Lord Balaram serving Krishna in the mood of neutrality, in Shantaras? How is he serving him? Huh? Like his paraphernalia, yes. He comes as his dhoti. So Krishna wears Lord Balaram. He comes as his peacock feather, it's described. He comes as his flute. And he comes as the entire abode, the entire spiritual world is manifested. He's taken all the services. Everything is taken. There's no service left. The entire abode of the Lord is a manifestation of Lord Balaram. He also serves the Lord in Dasyaras. How does he serve the Lord in Dasyaras? As Lakshman, but he's still in brotherhood. But yes, in all his rasas, he's trying to serve the Lord. So Dasyaras is actually there in every rasa. There's no specific, you could say, but in all the ways he's serving in Dasyaras. In Sakyaras, of course, Sakyaras means one of equal. He's serving as his brother, playing with him, playing ball, throwing fruits at each other. In this way, Sakyaras, being Krishna's friend, his companion. And then the next one is Vatsalyaras, in the mood of parenthood. Vatsalyaras means parent-child. How does Lord Balaram serve in Vatsalyaras? Huh? Big brother, yes. It said that the big brother is like a father to the younger siblings. And his wife, the bhabi, is like a mother. So, Lord Balaram, he looks out for Krishna. He tells Krishna, today's your birthday, you can't go. I'm sorry, it's your birthday, you have to stay back. Or he warns Krishna. He's also very aware that Krishna is safe or is not safe. When Krishna kidnaps Rukmini, then Krishna just goes like a dart. He just goes to get his girlfriend, to pick her up and bring her back home. But Balaram's thinking behind, they have this huge army and this huge, all these things. And how is Krishna going to manage? So behind him, he comes with the whole army to fight all of the, soldiers of Rukmi and Shishupal. So he is greatly in the mood of this protecting Krishna. And he's also, Vatsalyaras, he's also guiding. He's like the guide, the teacher, the parent of all the residents of Vrindavan. You've seen this dynamic in a family, like the older brother, like the firstborn, they kind of become the coach of their parents also, and like it's kind of funny, right? I'm the younger brother, so I never experienced that rasa, but I saw my brother kind of take that rasa. And it's just, they kind of, so in the same way when Krishna is stuck in the coils of Akaliya, then everyone is fainting and crying and all these things. And Balaram's like, no, it's okay, don't worry. He'll be fine, he'll be okay. Krishna's still okay. So Balaram is also the teacher of every devotee in Vrindavan. And finally, it's Madhurya Ras. How is Lord Balaram serving Krishna in Madhurya Ras? Yes. Ananga Manjari. Huh? So Radharani's younger sister is Sri Ananga Manjari, and she is none other than Lord Balaram. And she helps Srimati Radharani. She also dances with Krishna. She is, actually I'm not sure if she dances, but I read something where she also functions, she's a Manjari, but she also functions as a gopi. She's actually like she's Srimati Radharani's sister. And in so many different ways, in that way she's serving. And there's one more way in which he serves in Madhurya Ras. Jai Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar ki jai. He also is the dance teacher of the gopis. He teaches the gopis how to dance for Krishna. So he even wants to serve in that way. He wants to assist in Krishna's Rasa Leela pastimes. So these are 5 different ways in which Lord Balaram serves the Lord in the 5 different rasas. Now here you see this beautiful image, and you see Krishna holding the flute, and Lord Balaram holds the plow. So in one function, very similar to Srimati Radharani also, like Srimati Radharani also, he has his services, his relationships with Krishna. And then his second aspect is his relationship or function in relation to the souls, the living entities in this world. And in that way, his plow is very significant. Balaram holds the plow. Krishna holds the flute, because by the flute, he attracts all living entities. Right? When he plays his flute, there's a chapter in the Krishna book, all moving, non-moving living entities become entranced. They become drawn to Krishna. The gopis, even if they don't want to go to Krishna, the cows, even though if they are not ready at that time, they're grazing, to go to Krishna, they are drawn to Krishna forcibly. It is irresistible. This is the irresistible Lord Krishna. So Krishna has the tool to attract the whole world. Balaram has the plow. And what is he doing with that plow? Farming? So that's in relationship with Krishna, that's part of his Krishna Leela. And in relationship to the other souls, what might he be doing? Yes. He's plowing the anarthas, very nice. He's plowing our hearts. He's softening our hearts. Just like Lord Chaitanya, the Goswamis, they say that our heart is like stone, hard-hearted, that even though we take the name of the Lord, it does not melt in ecstasy, right? Tears don't come in our eyes. And Lord Chaitanya says, anyone who chants the name of Krishna and tears do not come down, their heart is like a stone heart. So Balaram is there, he's cracking that stone, right, with his plow. And he does this, he literally does this. When the residents of Hastinapur, when they don't listen to him, when they don't accept him or surrender to him, he's so compassionate. He even tries to liberate them because he's the spiritual master. Krishna's given up on them. Krishna wants to punish them. But he keeps trying to engage them in some service, drawing them back. So when they kidnap Krishna's grandson, Shamba, then he wants him back. And when they don't come out to give respect to Lord Balaram, then because he's so compassionate, not out of his own aggrandizement, but he's so compassionate, he tears the land, he plows the land to the point where the whole Hastinapur is about to go into the river, into the Yamuna. And so the spiritual master, Prabhupada describes, has this role. That the spiritual master plows the heart of the disciple. He breaks the false pride. He crushes the disciple's pride and makes him into a very soft, very easy to work with devotee of the Lord. And that's not an easy process. You know, he sort of batters the heart to some degree, churns it, breaks it. But that is what the spiritual master does. And that is what Lord Balaram does. With his plow, he plows the earth so that our heart may be ready to receive Krishna, Prabhupada says in the Nectar of Devotion, he says, it is a spiritual master. When the disciple is ready, it is a spiritual master who reveals the devotee's eternal spiritual form, right? His Swarupa. So we say that, the spiritual master is the pathway to Krishna. Spiritual master is the one who takes us to Krishna. Well, it is literally this is the case. Because we get to know our relationship with Krishna, our eternal form, our eternal relationship with Krishna through the spiritual master. And thus, Lord Balaram is the one who plows that heart and prepares it. So we see this in the case of very neophyte devotees, like these were just the residents of Hastinapur, not particularly attracted to Krishna. But he also does that even in the case of very advanced devotees, right? When, of course, this is Leela, this is pastime, but when Yamuna Devi forgets her eternal position as a servant of Lord Balaram and Krishna, when she becomes a little arrogant, then Lord Balaram breaks her pride by his plow, right? He threatens to draw her, and he starts drawing her, and then she comes out, and she offers her respects to Lord Balaram. And finally, one last thing on Lord Balaram, that Lord Balaram, his character is very vidambana, very bewildering throughout, you see. Because at times, he seems to take the side of the wrong party. Right? Lord Balaram is a teacher to who? Duryodhan, yes. And Duryodhan, this person is an aparadhi, right? This person has given so much pain to the Pandavas. He mistreated Draupadi. He violated so many great devotees of the Lord. And he is someone who should be punished. Yet somehow, Balaram has a liking for Duryodhan. And he likes him as a student, and he teaches him how to fight with clubs. And he says even in one place that of his two students, Bhima and Duryodhana is his first student, his favorite student. And when later on, when Balaram beats Duryodhana's thighs and breaks his thighs, which are against the rules of war, then Balaram becomes very angry with him. When it's time to with Bhima, and he's so angry that he's about to kill Bhima, but then Krishna comes up to him and says, Balaram, it's okay. I told Bhima to do this. And as soon as Krishna says that, then Balaram stops. Why? Because of his mood of eternal submissiveness to Krishna, wanting to serve Krishna. The moment he says that, he's okay, that's okay. Another incident when this happened was when Arjuna goes and kidnaps Subhadra. He comes as a mendicant, and Balaram sends Subhadra to serve him because he's a mendicant, and then he just picks her up and walks away. And he's again so angry, he's about to chase Arjuna and finish him off. And then Krishna tells him, I told Arjuna to do this. It's okay. And then he's like, okay, Krishna, you told him, so I surrender to you. So always in that mood of servitor. But why Balaram likes Duryodhana is not clear. There's no good explanation for it. So many times asked this question and from different advanced devotees, no one gave a very good answer. And the answer therefore, the good answer therefore, the answer that they do give, which is a very good answer, is that Balaram is showing that therefore the workings of the spiritual master are inconceivable. And we see this in Lord Nityananda's example also, that Lord Chaitanya says that if Lord Nityananda enters into a bar or a brothel, do not question him, because he must have some purpose of liberating the souls in that bar. So in the same way, Lord Balaram has some purpose. The great devotees of the Lord, like Narad Muni also, right? He's going always and instigating Kansa, and therefore he's causing more havoc in the life of Devaki. But he has some purpose. Of course, in the worldly realm, we can take it only so far. If the spiritual master falls spiritually, then the disciple can leave this spiritual master. But if the spiritual master is not fallen, then this disciple also can't expect to understand everything. Why the spiritual master does everything. Even in the life of Srila Prabhupada, there's so many things that he did, which were inconceivable. Why did he do it in the way that he did? He knew, right? Even the yogis, they know past, present, future. So Prabhupada knew what was going to happen, to some degree at least. But he still did it because he saw some plan there. And Balaram is, his actions, his activities are to some degree inconceivable. So in this way, Lord Balaram serves the Lord in so many different ways. Now in this purport, Prabhupada describes that sometimes Krishna appears as the elder brother and sometimes as the younger brother. So how is it that in Krishna Leela, Lord Balaram appears as the elder brother? Why is he the elder brother, not the younger brother? And the explanation for that is found in Ram Leela, right, in Lord Lakshman's example. And just very briefly, I want to mention this because it's very sweet, these pastimes. Lakshman was always in this complete mood of servitorship. And just like Lord Balaram, there's so many similarities. He was serving Ram from his very birth in every single way. Like anything that Lord Ram needed, Lakshman was there. He was there to serve his prasad. He was helping him, with his clothes. Giving him his clothes. He was there as his bodyguard, as his attendant. Now, at a certain point, Lord Ram gets married to Mother Sita, and Sita Devi comes into the home. This is her new home. She comes in, and here she finds an over-enthusiastic little brother who is somewhat annoying to her because he's always there with Lord Ram. And when it's time to give him prasad, a plate of nice, delicious prasad, bhoga, then Lakshman is there standing with the bhoga. When his shoes need to be brought, Lakshman is bringing the shoes. So Mother Sita, she becomes very disturbed by Lakshman. She's like, where's my place? As the wife, I should be doing these things. So actually in Hindi, this is the other way around, but the wife's brother is called Sala, right? Sala, and there's actually a meaning for that. Sala is also like a little bit of a derogatory term, because historically probably there were problems between the husband and the wife's brother, because of that relationship. Brother and sisters are very close, and in a perverted form, whatever we find in the spiritual world is there here. So Mother Sita, in this mood of ecstatic love, everything is in this perfect, mood of ecstatic love. She is feeling very anxious that what is my service? So she goes to Lord Ram, and Lord Ram, he doesn't know what to do. Right? He's like the new husband that's being torn between his family and his wife and his, so he says, I'm not going to make this decision. This is beyond my pay grade. And if whatever I say, if I take Sita's side, then Lakshman will be so disturbed, right? His heart and soul is for me. And Lord Ram, his heart and soul was for Lakshman. There's this exchange of unalloyed pure love. And if I say something in favor of Lakshman, then Sita Devi, whose heart and soul is for me, she will be distraught. So someone else has to say whatever needs to be said. Very smart. So he goes to Vashishta, the family guru. And he says, this is the problem. So he goes to them, and then he goes with Sita and Lakshman, and he tells them that you ask the question that you have. What is the issue here? So they, with their own words, they explain to Vashishta what is going on and how they are so disturbed and anxious. So to this, Vashishta, he responds. He settles it very quickly. One moment, he's a great sage. He says, no problem. Whatever duties are within the home, that is Mother Sita's area. And whatever duties are outside of the home, that is Lakshman's area. So then it was settled that in this way, the duties would be separated. And so the point being that like Lord Balaram, Lakshman is serving Lord Ramachandra, Krishna, in so many different ways. And so when they go to the forest, then Lakshman, it said, he did not sleep for 14 years. He was always serving Lord Ram and Mother Sita, always, whatever they needed, bring firewood for Mother Sita in so many ways. And finally, that famous moment comes when Mother Sita asks for that golden deer. She sees this golden deer, and she says, "Oh Ram, please go and fetch this golden deer." So Lakshman, as Balaram, he's setting the example for us of service to the Lord. How intent he's in this service to the Lord, and also how difficult the service of the Lord can be. Yet, he continues serving. So, Lord Ram goes immediately to get this golden deer. But he gives Lakshman the instruction. He says, "You stay back and don't leave Mother Sita for a moment," as we know this story. And as he's chasing Marichi, then he shoots Marichi. Marichi makes the sound, hey, Lakshman, Sita, in Lord Ram's voice, "Please come and save me." And when this happens, then Mother Sita tells Lakshman, "Go, help Lord Ram, he's in difficulty. Didn't you hear his voice?" And as Lakshman, as Lord Balaram, he knows, he says, "No, he's not in trouble. It's not possible for Lord Ram to be in trouble. This is a farce." And at that time, Mother Sita says some very harsh words to him and says that, "You are not going to save your brother because you want to stay back and enjoy with me. Is this your loyalty to Lord Ram? How? Your brother is in difficulty." Out of her spontaneous love for Krishna, she cannot understand how someone could not go and help Lord Ram. It's her life and soul. And she's in Madhurya Ras. So the idea of greatness is hidden from her, that Lord Ram can be so great. Lakshman is aware of his greatness. So in that moment of frenzy, she says these very harsh words to him, which constitute an offense to Lord Lakshman. But Lakshman, his heart is broken. And Mother Sita is also his master. So he feels now forced to go. And he says, "This is the first time in my life I've disobeyed the order of my elder brother. But I will do it because you are telling me." So he makes that Lakshman Rekha and he leaves. And then, of course, Lord Ram finds him. And he finds Lord Ram and they meet. And Ram says, "What have you done?" And they go back, and sure enough, Mother Sita has been kidnapped. And Srila, in the Bhagavatam, or Ramayana, somewhere it's written, I think it's in the Bhagavatam, that externally, in terms of Leela, the reason why Mother Sita had to stay 1 year away from Lord Ram was because of her offense to Lord Lakshman, because she doubted him. So that year passes, and Lord Ram wins Mother Sita back, and then Mother Sita comes back, and when she comes back, then she's riding on a palanquin. And Lord Ram remembers that for 14 years they're supposed to only walk. They're mendicants. So he tells Lakshman, he says, "Go and tell Sita, she has to walk." So Lakshman, he says, "Mother Sita, she's the Lord of my life. She's my mother. How can I tell her?" He said, "No, you must go and tell her that she must walk." So Lakshman, his heart is broken. He goes and he tells Mother Sita, "Lord Ram is saying, you must walk." So then she embarks from the palanquin, no problem, and starts walking. And then Ram tells Lakshman, he says, "Tell her to stop. She cannot come to me because people will doubt her, as we know." So then Mother Sita, he tells Lakshman, "Go and tell her this." And this completely, he says, "My brother, why are you doing this? You know Mother Sita." And he says, "I know." But he says, "How can you say this? How can you do this?" He says, "Go and tell her." And with a heavy heart, Lakshman does this. Then Mother Sita, her heart is broken. And she says, "I have no reason to live now. So Lakshman, build me a fire, pyre. What did they say? A pyre, yes. And I will sit on it." And then right before sitting, she tells Lakshman, "You must set it ablaze." And Lakshman, imagine, he doesn't want to do these services, but he sets it ablaze. And of course, we know Mother Sita, the fire doesn't touch her, and she comes out unscathed. But this is devastating to Lakshman, that how is it possible that I'm having to do this? But because he is the younger brother, he has to do it. Right? He has no choice, he has to do it. And then finally, just very quickly, then when Mother Sita, when she is once again doubted by the citizens, and Lord Ram here is showing the ideal king, the ideal example of the selfless king. When she's being doubted by the citizens, then Lord Ram tells Lakshman that banish her to the forest. She will never come back. And you must take her to the forest and to Valmiki's ashram. Again, I mean, what a thankless task. So Lakshman gets on the chariot, and tears are coming down his eyes as he is driving this chariot. Now, Mother Sita actually had a liking to go to the forest. She liked going to the hermitages. So she's not thinking of anything. No one's told her the news. Lakshman has just told her that we need to go to the forest and visit Valmiki's ashram. And as he's driving this chariot, tears are flowing down his eyes. And Mother Sita is saying, "Why are you crying, Lakshman? What is wrong? Why are you crying?" But tears are flowing down his eyes. Something very similar to Lord Ram. Lord Ram also, one thing that is very prominent in the Ramayana is that Lord Ram is not enjoying this. People doubt Lord Ram. But rather, he weeps for Mother Sita at every point. So this is not Ram, a macho man, being a kind of the strong man. No, he is weeping for Mother Sita, and Mother Sita knows this. And after she's banished, is described for 13,000 years until he leaves this planet. Lord Ram only performs sacrifices and practices celibacy. So again, showing the ideal king, he didn't exchange Sita for another queen, but he was following dharma as well. So he drops Sita off at Valmiki's ashram, and he has to break the news to Mother Sita that Lord Ram does not want you back. He will not accept you back. So after Lakshman experiences this, then he tells Lord Ram, he says, "Fine, I'll do this, but I'll tell you that in my next life, I will not come back as a younger brother. I will come back only as the older brother, so that you cannot tell me what to do, I will tell you what to do. And in this way, I can serve you better. I will not have to see you go through so much pain." Because Lord Ram, every time he would go in the forest and thorns would prick his lotus feet, blood would come out. And it would devastate Lakshman to see that blood. Yet he could not put slippers on his feet because Lord Ram wouldn't allow him to. And that's why you see in Krishna Leela, he comes as the elder brother. And at times he tells Krishna, like when he doesn't want to fight in the Kurukshetra battle, he says, "I'm going on pilgrimage. And good luck, Krishna. I'm the older brother, I can do it, and I'm going to go." So that's after being Lakshman, in all of his appearances, he always comes back as the elder brother. And he comes back as the elder brother also as Lord Nityananda, where he's not only the elder brother, but he's the god uncle. He's the god brother of Lord Chaitanya's spiritual master. Lord Nityananda is a disciple of Madhavendra Puri, and Ishwar Puri, Lord Chaitanya's spiritual master, was also a disciple of Madhavendra Puri. And his mood of service, last point, is that he is so dedicated to serving Lord Chaitanya's mission of wanting to spread Krishna consciousness to every person, to the most fallen, that Lord Nityananda, on Lord Chaitanya's order, agrees not to take sannyas, but become a householder. See, Lord Chaitanya, he only preached to the sannyasis and the scholars, like Prakashananda Saraswati, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, those people who are very elevated, because a sannyasi cannot intermingle with drunkards and fallen people, like at least at that time especially, they could not go to those places. But Lord Chaitanya had to save everyone, every soul. So this is why Lord Nityananda was married, because he took the Grahastha ashram so that he could go into the brothels, into the bars, into the Jaga and Madhai places where these drunkards were there, and he could liberate them. This is why finally, as testament to his great power, he liberates the most fallen who are Jaga and Madhai. So Lord Balaram, his role is to plow our hearts. We should expect that his representative, the spiritual master, will shake us up, will test us, will destroy the false ego, and we should pray to Lord Balaram to do that. Lord Balaram is Krishna's servitor, the perfect example. He's serving Krishna in every possible way. And Lord Balaram is the most munificent, right? The most merciful, Lord Nityananda. Shri Balaram ji ki, Shri Lakshman ji ki, Lord Nityananda ki, Itai Gaur Premanandi.
Thank you, Prabhu, for that wonderful, sweet lecture. Let's show our appreciation with a loud Hari Bol for Prabhu. Hari Bol! 3 times. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Thank you, Prabhu. Next, we have Bhajan and Kirtan by Mukund. By Sri Vallabha Prabhu. After that, we have Prasadam. Prasadam is going to be served soon after the curtains open for evening darshan at around 7:45. But until then, participate in the kirtan and bhajan with all your heart.